Hello, Teacher Samson.
Hello, Teacher Salva.
How are you?
I am good, and you?
Very good. So, do you know when the viewers are watching this video now?
Yes, I think some are watching it on my YouTube channel, Teacher Samson JB, and some are watching it on your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
What is that,
exactly.
Salva?
Exactly. So, if somebody is watching the video on my channel now, don't forget to check out Teacher Samson's channel, which is Teacher Samson JB. And if some others are watching it on Teacher Samson's channel, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, which is Polyglot Salva. So you're going to find the links in the description below, okay? So Teacher Samson, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Samson Jean-Baptiste. I'm a teacher of foreign languages, studying with languages at Teachers Training College of State University of Haiti.
Okay, thank you. So I know you speak several languages, Teacher Samson. So what can you tell us about the way you learn languages? Maybe you can start with English.
Well, truthfully, I speak several languages, but about my English, about the language of Shakespeare. So it's a language that I love. It's a language I can say which is in my blood. So I started learning it when I was at classical school. So at that time I didn't have a chance to go to institute to learn the language, but I did my best. I sacrificed myself to speak the language. So all depends on motivation. So I was so motivated to speak the language. So I did all I could at that time to speak the language.
Okay, so very good. So you, I think you studied to learn English when you were in 7th grade, and it's the same thing for me too. So you even said to me that you learned English by yourself. So that is something that surprises me a lot, because when I was in 7th grade, I know it wasn't easy to like find so many things as it is nowadays to learn a language by yourself. So now I learned several languages by myself, and with YouTube and with so many other things that I find thanks to the internet, it is easy for me to do so. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. So what did you do exactly to learn English by yourself at that time?
Well, so at that time, so I did a lot of things to speak the language because I was born and raised in the countryside where I didn't have any opportunity, any possibility to go to institute to learn the language. But at that time, I had a cousin of mine who had already spoken the language. And then I tried to practice with him. And then I tried to memorize vocabularies. I tried to memorize phrases, even though I was not able to understand the grammar point, even though I was able to pronounce the words correctly. But I did it because my goal was to speak the language.
Okay. So I think what helped you a lot was the motivation, because when you want to do something, once you are very motivated, it's evident that you'll be able to make it, even if like you don't really find so many opportunities, so many things to do so. But once you're motivated, you do want to do what you're doing, it's evident that you'll be able to make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So now, what about Spanish? How did you learn Spanish?
Well, so I remember that the first time I attended École Normale Supérieure, what we call Teachers Training College of the University of Haiti. So my level in Spanish was very low. So to be able to understand native speakers, because we had at that time teachers from Spain, they speak only Spanish. So I was not able to understand them. What I did, so you know what? I went straightly to a Spanish institute to learn Spanish, to put myself in a situation to understand native speakers, because it was a must for me at that time to pass the courses. So there were no other way out. I went exactly to an institute to learn Spanish. That's what I did because my motivation was that.
Okay. So what attracts me a lot is that you decided to learn Spanish because you couldn't understand the native speakers who were teaching only in Spanish. So that's why I usually say when someone wants to learn a foreign language, you should have something that motivates you. Think about why exactly you're learning the language. Maybe you might not be in a situation like a teacher Samson, but think about something. Maybe you'll be able to find a fix to the language you want to learn. Maybe you may be interested in traveling, or you may be interested in being able to speak with native speakers, teaching languages, or working as interpreter, translator. So think about some advantages you can find that fix the language, and those things will motivate you more, will be the reasons why you decide to learn the language. And then after studying, even if sometimes you could think about like giving up, once you think about what made you study to learn the language, it's evident you'll keep learning the language. You'll do your best to speak the language.
Yeah.
Well, now, what can you tell us about your teaching experiences? Because I know you teach the languages too.
Yes, I teach the languages. So I'm gonna explain to you about my my English teaching experience. So mostly I find students who ask me, my teacher, when you're speaking, I can't understand. So what could be the problem? So you know what the problem is? Sometimes we use method which is not appropriate. Well, so we don't have to concentrate on grammar. We have to concentrate on speaking, because a language is a means of communication. So if you say so, you learn the language, you have to be able to speak the language. So you cannot learn a language by another one. So you have to speak the language by speaking it. So what I would require, so you have to work on your listening, on your speaking. You know, first of all, you have to be able to listen to native speakers or English speakers generally. So I advise them to work on their listening, and they have to practice so much, because there were no other way out. There is no other way out. Practicing is a must.
Okay. So I know many students struggle a lot with learning the foreign languages at school. So it was the case for me too. Well, what do you think like might be the reason why many students can spend, for example, 7 years being taught a language and they cannot speak the language? So do you think the problem is because of the method they use? They don't really show your students the importance of the languages for them. So what do you think about that?
Yeah. So once it about classical school, I can say the method we use at classical school is not good at all. So but that not depends on the teachers, because they have a method to follow. So the structure is not good at all. So what should be done is to change the method, because sometimes when you try to teach in English, the students say, no, I can't understand. So you have to speak our native language, our mother tongue, in order that to be able to understand. So that is not good. So you have to listen a lot to be able to speak, yeah. So if you don't listen to English speakers, you won't be able to express yourself. You have to listen. So it is not a problem. So I can understand that, because at classical school, we concentrate on grammar words, because the students have to pass official exam. They have to know exactly the grammar points. So I agree in some point with that, but it is not good at all. So we have to change that.
So I got you. So what I would like to add is that, for example, to really help the students speak the language, they could, for example, consider an example as the method or the methods used in institute to teach languages. For example, you can see when someone goes to an institute to learn a foreign language, like in even 3 months, the person can start speaking the language. So they can like focus on making the students speak the language. So a language is a means of communication, as we know. So the focus shouldn't be on teaching grammar. The focus should be on making them speak the languages. So make them practice, make them put into practice what they're learning, and show them the importance of the languages for them, and like that I think they can speak the languages too. So I think it's time to put an end to the video, Teacher Samson. I don't know if you have a last word before we finish the video.
Well, so my advice for you guys, so you have to know that learning a brand new language is not always easy. So that depends on you to be motivated, to know exactly why you want to learn the language. So once you have a goal, you have a name, so Kill Me or Dead, that will be easy for you to speak the language, to learn the language. So that I could tell you as advice. So if you apply this advice, but I think that you will be able to speak English the way you should do.
Okay, exactly. So thank you, Teacher Samson, and thank you to everyone for watching the video. So it was a pleasure to bring you this video today, and if you're watching the video on my channel, you don't subscribe yet, don't forget to do it and like the video. And if you're watching it on Teacher Samson's channel, do the same thing. So we'll see you in another video. It was nice bringing you this video today. So bye bye. I'll see you in the next video.
Bye bye. See you in the next video.